Welcome to the Three Mouseketeers, the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Emily.
Tonight we're going to be talking about complimenting the cast members at Disney parks. There's a little bit of updated information that some people might not know about, and actually some people might not know that you can actually compliment the cast members. But first, I want to do a quote. Are you guys ready to play?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a quote that you were going to play a game with it? Oh, come on now.
Yes, this is what we do on this show. I ask you questions and try to stump you. All right. This one is going to be, I think, kind of easy. And the quote is, you want something done, you've got to do it yourself. And if that doesn't automatically spark an idea, then I do have a hint for you.
Okay.
Can you repeat the quote first?
I will repeat the quote. It is, you want something done, you've got to do it yourself.
I'm looking for the hint.
Okay. This is a sidekick character. It's not a main character, so it's not a princess.
Oh, it's in a princess movie.
I know. Is that another hint?
That's got to be a hint.
I said that it was not a princess, so it could possibly not be in a princess movie.
See, that totally negates what I thought it was.
Oh.
The first thing
okay.
that came to my mind was Mary Poppins.
Oh. Good
But
choice.
that is not it. So,
I mean, depends on if you think Mary Poppins is a sidekick.
obviously not. The whole movie is called Mary Poppins. That would be a little weird.
I think Dick Van Dyke is the main character in that show.
Okay.
Like, not the character that he plays. Dick Van Dyke himself is the main character of Mary Poppins. Emily, what about you? Do you have like a first initial reaction?
Well, I was hoping for some multiple choice, but it doesn't seem like those are coming.
There's multiple choice. It's a multiple choice of all the Disney sidekicks.
I know, but right now I cannot think of any Disney sidekicks. Well, I mean,
not a single one.
I can think
Okay.
of a few, and I'm gonna have to go with one of those.
If I name like 4 different ones, can you tell me if it's one of those?
Ooh, let's do
Eventually,
that.
sure.
Oh, come on. I was going to give my own multiple choice.
Okay, give your 4. Which 4 do you think it might be?
Will you tell me if one of them is right?
No,
Then why am I doing this?
because you said you're giving your own multiple choice.
I was just
Okay.
saying I could.
I have another question.
Okay.
Is this an old Disney movie or a newer Disney movie?
Right.
I mean,
Relatively
depends on what you consider old, and be very, very careful as to how you answer that.
Okay, is this is this pre, let's say like 2005?
If I give you that answer, it's kind of narrowing it down a little bit too much. But
I actually, well, I don't know.
what? Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, I think I have one of 2 guesses.
Okay. I need your one guess.
Just one?
I need your one guess. Your gut feeling.
I'm going to say Genie from Aladdin.
Genie from Aladdin. Okay. Emily, what about you?
This is not right. I'm going to say Maui.
You're going to say Maui.
Yeah.
All right. You want something done, you've got to do it yourself. That's the quote, just for the people who are coming in and watching us live. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a second chance
Because we're
gosh.
both wrong.
because you're both wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if anybody on the live stream has an idea of what this character is or who this character is that says this quote, and I'll repeat the quote, you want something done, you've got to do it yourself. Go ahead and leave those in the comments, and we'll let you know if you are correct.
I just want to go on record and say I've already told you, like, the first time we did this, that I am horrible at quotes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what made you think this was going to be so easy.
Because I remember it.
Okay.
So,
But I
like,
don't remember quotes at all. Like, really at all,
okay.
pretty much.
I do. I
Songs?
quote movies
Yes.
a lot.
Songs, I can remember. Movies? Nope. Quotes?
Okay,
Nope.
give us another hint.
Okay. It's pre 2005.
Is it Jiminy Cricket?
That's a good guess. Amanda, what about you? What's your second guess?
Mushu.
Jiminy Cricket and Mushu.
Both are wrong.
They're both wrong. Okay, so you want something done, you've got to do it yourself. Is from Sebastian in The Little Mermaid.
Oh.
Oh.
That would never cross my mind.
No, me either.
Well, that's the
I
correct
mean,
answer. So
I can hear him saying it now, but see, you didn't say it in the right accent, so it threw me
yeah,
off.
I'm not going to do that because I'm not. First off, I'm not an impressionist. So anyway, that's the answer,
All right.
Sebastian. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the main topic. That was fun, I guess.
Yeah.
For me, it was amazingly fun. So
Yeah, because you stumped us.
yeah, which it's always fun to stump you both.
It's not hard to stump us whenever we both said we don't do quotes.
Well, you should probably start doing some quotes because I mean this isn't going to stop anytime soon. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the main topic that we wanted to talk about tonight. We wanted to talk about the Disney cast members and complimenting the cast members. I'm sure that all three of us are aware that you can compliment cast members, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Second question to follow that up, have you left a compliment?
Yes. Multiple times.
I have not because last time I didn't know that was a thing the last time I was at Disney. So, I mean, I compliment them like in person.
Okay, but do you turn in a compliment to the
No.
Disney
I did
Corporation
not
to
find
let
out
them know?
I did not find out that was a thing until more recent years.
And what about you, Jared? Have you given a cast compliment before?
I have not, and it's pretty much for the same reason that Emily gave. Like, I became aware of it a lot later in life than I probably should have known about it.
Okay, you've gone to two trips since we knew about it, though.
I have, but I mean, there's nothing that really stood out to me to say, hey, compliment this cast member.
Yeah.
Like, formally compliment the cast member. I compliment cast members, like Emily said, like if they're doing a great job at, being a wait staff or, custodial or whoever it may be. Yeah. And I do that. I will compliment the cast member to their face, but I just don't formally put in the compliment. And I should. It's not something that I'm saying you shouldn't do, because you should definitely do it because they do actually get benefits from it to some degree. So, yeah.
Yeah. So we've actually done it twice. The first time was actually a trip where you were with us, Jared, when we went to 1900 Park Fair, and Anastasia just fell in love with my son. He was about, I don't know, what, 9 months old then.
No, he was older
And,
than that, I thought.
well, that was in a December, and his birthday's in February. So he
Okay.
was about 9 months old.
I thought he was 19 years old, so I don't know.
No, not that one. The other one, the little one. Anyway, she was just amazing to both him and to my daughter. And so we gave her a past compliment. And then on our past trip, whenever they held the ride on Slinky Dog at the at closing for my daughter because she had to step out of line to go to the restroom. And so we complimented actually the whole cast from Slinky Dog Dash because they just went above and beyond for her then. So those are the two times we've done it just because they were both really amazing and thought it was worth it.
Yeah, tell that story because it's an amazing story what they did for you, and not just you, but for your
For
daughter.
my daughter, it's really for her.
Yeah,
And you know how they love giving pixie dust, especially to the little kids. But we were we went back to Hollywood Studios at the end of the day specifically for her to ride Slinky Dog Dash. It is one of her two favorite rides in all of Disney, and the line is always super long. So we went right at closing for her to ride it. And we're standing in line for about 15 minutes. There are maybe 15 people behind us, and the park is closed at this time. And she has to go to the bathroom, like really bad. I'm like, can you hold it? We're like getting close to the front of the line. And she's like, I don't know that I can. I was like, okay, let's go talk to the cast member. There was someone at the end of the line making sure nobody else got in line. So we went and talked to her, and she's like, I don't know that they're going to let you back in. If you get out of line, that's it. And I was like, okay, okay, can you hold it? Can we wait? We're almost there. She's like, yeah, we'll hold it. Okay. So we go back into the line, and we turn the corner, and you can see the stalls where they put you in so that you can get into the cars, right? And she's like, I can't hold it. I can't hold it. I was like, what? She's like, I can't hold it. We got to go. I was like, oh gosh. Okay. So we went up to the front and to get out because there's an exit right there. And as we're walking out, they're like, oh, do you need to do child swap or something? They were thinking she was scared. And I was like, oh no, she just has to go to the bathroom. And they were like, oh, well, just come right back and we'll let y'all ride. And we were like, okay. And then one of the guys comes back, and now it's been so long, I can't remember his name, but he was like, I'm going to go walk with you. I'm going to make sure that they're going to let you come back across the bridge so that you can get back on the ride. I was like, okay. He's like, do you know where the bathroom is? I was like, yeah, we're good. We know where it is. He's like, okay. So he walks down with us, and we're running to the restroom, and she does everything. We come back, and he's waiting for us at the bridge. He's like, oh, I just decided to wait for y'all. It's like, oh, that was so nice. And as we're walking back, he's making small talk with my daughter. He was like, oh, so is that your little brother that's waiting over here for you? And she's like, yeah. He's like, well, I gave her a sticker, so I have to give you one too, and gave her a sticker. And we walk up, and there is nobody at the ride except for the cast members. And they're like, "Oh, we are waiting for you." And so she got to go and pick whatever car she wanted to ride in, and we picked the very first car, and she got to ride it by herself with just me and her, and nobody else. They waited for us. They held the ride for us just so we could ride. And we rode, got off. We were thank you, thank you, thank you. And they were like, oh, go get your dad. Let him ride too. So she got to go and ride again with my husband for the child swap,
Aw.
you know? But she got to ride two times, like basically by herself
yeah, with nobody else
with
on
nobody
That's
except
else
really
for
on.
one
cool.
parent. Yeah,
Yes. So she got to choose again where she wanted to ride. She chose the first row again.
of course.
And yes. And while they were riding, actually, one of the other cast members came up to me because my son was crying. He was very upset because he was like an inch too short. And she was like, oh, are you sad? Your sister will be back in just a minute. I was like, oh, no, he's upset because he didn't get to ride. And she's like, oh, I was at the front whenever they measured him, and he was just a little too short. She's like, did anybody give you the certificate for him to come back and ride later? And I was like, no. She's like, oh, well, come with me. So we went and got the certificate, and it says that he can come back. And when he's tall enough, he gets to go through the lightning lane line and the whole party, and we get to ride when he is old enough.
That's really cool. I've never heard of
Yeah,
that. The certificate to like basically cut in line when you're tall enough.
right. I
That's
hadn't heard
really
about that
cool.
either. Question: do you think they made that up on the spot?
No,
She's like
I'd
writing
actually,
it.
I had actually heard of it before, but it's not something me at least. I don't think of it while I'm there. And I feel like it's more something that they should offer instead of you asking for. Then it doesn't really
Yeah.
seem like pixie dust if you're asking for it.
No.
Right.
So it was an amazing thing to have them
Well,
be
I'm
so
sure.
nice to both of my kids while we're there was just really over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially that late in the day, like
Right. You
closing
know,
time.
yeah,
They're ready to go.
Yeah.
exactly.
So,
But
but
they were
to go above
specifically
and
waiting for
beyond for
us.
kids, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was pretty amazing.
And yeah,
That's
and
really
it's things
awesome.
like that that really definitely need compliments coming
Yeah.
from the park
Right.
goers, and not just to the people that are doing it.
Right. Yeah. No, Disney needs to know because they are the reason that we go back. Not that we expect it every time,
Right.
but they make magic.
Yeah.
And so you go and you have a great experience and you're going to go back and say, you have to hear, look how amazing Disney is. This is their cast members doing this. And it's just sets everybody up for, wanting to go.
Yes.
I agree. And I think that, showing your appreciation for the cast members and having their like higher ups also see that and acknowledge that they were doing a good job also encourages them to keep doing a good job and that they're being recognized for that. So then I feel like that's motivation to keep making magical things happen for guests.
Right.
Right.
Especially right now, I feel like they're worked really hard right now because there's
Short
not enough cast
staffed.
members.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
people are kind of crazy right now with
Yes.
being cooped up for quarantine and not being able to travel as much. And it feels like the world's kind of gone crazy. So, especially right now, be nice to the cast members.
Yeah.
Always be nice to the cast
Well,
members, no
yeah.
matter what is
Well,
happening.
yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So that kind of brings up the question that I had for both of you. Do you know about the blue name tags?
I do now.
You do now?
Yes.
Because I told you?
Because I don't know if you told me. I remember seeing an article about it or a
I don't know
TikTok or
about the blue
something.
name tags.
Okay. So let's go over the blue name tags real quick then.
Tell me.
So if you see a cast member with a blue name tag, then congratulate them because it means that they are awarded the Walt Disney Legacy Award.
Oh.
So they've gone like above and beyond, and basically what Disney says is that they're the people who are going through and keeping Disney's mission for to dream, create, and inspire.
That's really cool.
Now, what I saw, I thought it was only at Disneyland. Do they do it at Disney World too?
That's a very good question. I had just assumed that it was at both parks. Let's see.
Well, you know what that does. We don't assume.
Yeah, I don't know. I cannot confirm or deny that it's only at Disneyland, but I'll look it up and try to see if I can get down to the answer to that one.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting, though.
It really is. I mean, it sets people aside who are doing the best that they possibly can to make sure that people are having the time that they're expecting to have whenever they go to a Disney park.
Right. I've only been to Disneyland once, but I've been to Disney World multiple times, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone at Disney World with a blue name tag.
But is that because you weren't looking for it, or?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
don't think
looking
I would
for it,
notice.
but usually they all have the same name tag types, at least. The only ones that I've noticed that are different, obviously, are the ones in Batu.
Yeah.
They look different, but I haven't noticed anywhere else.
So the name tags are still like the recognizable oval name tag,
Right.
but it's
The
just
writing.
blue instead of white.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's still different. I would think that I would notice that, but maybe not.
I don't know. I I mean, whenever I think about it, I just think about the white name tags that everybody has, right?
Yeah,
So I don't know.
me either.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk about actually being able to compliment the cast members. Amanda, how would someone go about actually complimenting the cast members?
Well, the way we did it both times was actually through Twitter. You can tweet um, cast compliments, but now they actually have it on the My Disney Experience app, which it seems a lot easier, especially
Yeah.
for people who don't have Twitter. Um, at the time, I went and reinstated my Twitter account because I don't ever use it. And so I had to figure out how to log in so I could do a cast compliment. And I think having it on My Disney Experience just makes sense.
Definitely.
And
I would agree with that.
the only thing with the My Disney Experience previously was that you could only do a generic cast compliment. So you could choose where the location was, but you couldn't say anything about a specific cast member. And that's what the big change is now, is that you can specify which cast member it is.
Yeah, and that really comes in handy.
Yeah, that's huge, I think,
It really
because
is.
you could be at one place and have one cast member that's not as great as what the other one is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I think it's important to be able to recognize them individually and to be able to do it through My Disney Experience because everyone in the park it pretty much is going to be using My Disney Experience, but not everyone has Twitter. Like
Right,
I would not have been able to give a cast compliment.
right. Now, there were other ways you could go and do it. You could go to guest services and you could do
Yeah.
it through them, but then you're standing in line waiting to talk to guest
Mhm.
services, and that could be crazy long lines. So,
Yeah, I don't want to do that. This is
yeah,
way easier. You can just do
way
it while you're
easier.
waiting in line for your next ride or waiting on your food or whatever.
Right. Yes. No, I think this was a great idea, and I'm super glad that they decided to add the specific cast member.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important, especially right now.
Yeah.
So,
Now, with our experience with the Slinky Dog Dash, we would have been fine doing it on the app just because it was the whole group. I mean, there
Mhm.
were specific people who talked to us and walked with us and did things like that, but the whole cast had to stay. Without one of them being willing to stay, it wouldn't have gone the way it did. So we did compliment the whole group.
Yeah.
okay, so I found a picture of the blue name tags, and I just wanted to bring that up real quick so everybody could see it. Oh, nope.
That's
I put
not
it on the
it.
background. That's not it. Whoops. Let me adjust this real quick. Sorry about that. There we go. All right.
That's
Oh,
better.
okay.
So it has the little legacy Mickey
I
in his
like
sorcerer's
that.
hat. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think I
That's
would have
cool.
noticed that.
See, I feel like I'm not that observant and I would have just I mean like I might have been like, "Oh, blue name tag, probably a manager." Or something like that. You know? I don't
Well, it says
Probably the
legacy
lead.
on it. I mean, if they're close enough to you,
if they're
like
close enough, yeah.
if you're checking out at a shop or something, or I don't know, a waitress or something, I feel like they're close enough that you would notice that it says legacy on it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe,
So
maybe not.
so is that like y'all might not know the answer to this. Is that like a monthly thing and then it goes back to their normal name tag or is this like a lifelong as long as you're with the company thing?
I'm
Do y'all
pretty
know?
sure it's a lifelong thing. Like it, once you get it, it's you get it. It's done.
You're special
Unless you do
forever.
something bad and then you come in one day and there's a white name tag on top of your stuff.
You've been demoted.
Yeah.
I'm sure that is not happening.
Yeah,
Let's hope not.
I'm sure it's not.
All right. So I guess my question is like, what do you think you should be complimenting cast members for specifically?
I mean, there's tons of things. Just that little
Yeah.
extra bit of pixie dust. Like, I mean, it doesn't even have to. It could just be really, really good service. It doesn't necessarily have to be
Right.
like giving you front of the line tickets, because that's happened to me before actually in Disneyland. And if I had known about the cast compliment thing, I would have done that, because they let us go straight to the front of the line, and people in line were hating big time. You could tell. But like, I think of that as the type of thing, but then also just like a really good waiter that was just like above and beyond, called you princess the whole time, and
Oh, I love that.
things like that.
You like being called Princess Jared?
I love
Me
it.
too. I can relate to that as well.
How
Yeah.
about this? How about if you see a cast member dealing with a very unhappy park goer in a very positive way? I would definitely give a compliment for that, because
feel like
I would already think that that person is probably going to put in some kind of complaint.
Yeah, but if they were like trying to go above and beyond to do the right thing, then
Right.
yeah, you might want to shoot them a compliment.
Yes.
Yeah. I've also heard of like cast members, if I heard one little boy lost his shoe like on Small World, it fell in the water, and the cast member went and bought them new shoes for their little boy. I think things like that, the cast member didn't have to do that, but it would have been really horrible to go without a shoe all day. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that you should definitely give a compliment for. Um, just them being good to you in general.
Hmm.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
deserves it. So there's a lot of things. I don't think I've used it as much as I should have, but it's always when the really over the top ones and you're like, "Oh my gosh, they did a lot for me." That's whenever I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, I need to go do that."
Yeah. Can
But
you, sorry, I'm assuming you can do it for like the mousekeeping staff as well if you wanted to, can't you?
I would assume so.
I would assume if they're a cast member, you can leave a
Yeah.
compliment.
Because I've had
The
some really great mousekeeping.
Yeah, but do you
People.
know who they are to be able to specify?
That's true. You don't know their name, I don't think, normally. But maybe you could find out who was cleaning your room and then give them a shout out.
It's possible. You might be able to talk to front desk and say, "Hey, I'm in this room, and you know, they did such an amazing job. I would really like to leave a compliment."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But something else with the like the house or the mousekeeping and the bell services, those are tipping positions. So
Hmm.
you can leave tips for them.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people think about that either. That
No, I don't think they do either.
because if you go to a regular hotel, I don't think about tipping the housekeepers, which maybe you should, but I never think about that. But like at Disney, you definitely should.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some differing opinions on that, especially right now because they aren't really cleaning the rooms.
Well, I haven't been there since all of this,
Yeah.
but before, like,
So,
we would come back to like chocolate and just like extra special things. They would do fun things with our stuff, and
yeah.
just make
Like
it a
throw
little
it all
extra
outside.
special.
That's
They
fun.
TP'd our room. Just toilet paper everywhere. It was great.
They came in while I was sleeping and put shaving cream in my hand.
Oh, no.
No, but like making little, like little towel animals, or taking like if we
Yeah.
bought a stuffed animal or whatever and putting sunglasses on it and then hanging it from, like just fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Those
mean,
were the good old
it's,
days.
it's something that I think will eventually come back, but
I
as of right
believe so.
now, yeah. It's unfortunate that we're
They
dealing with what we're dealing with. So
they just don't have enough cast members, I feel like
no,
there's not enough people in mousekeeping for them to do the level of service that they typically do. And I think that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
agree with
that
that.
the issue is what it used to be. I think the new issue is not enough employees.
Which is sad because you're still, I mean, guests are still, well, they're paying more than they used to pay. So
Yeah.
to get less service and have less cast members is not right. But that's a
Yeah.
whole different live show.
Right.
I mean you're seeing the effects of the shortage in cast members at the parks, most definitely.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, it's not going unnoticed. Let's just say
Right.
that.
But that's why whenever you do see someone going above and beyond, you should definitely compliment them.
Especially right now,
Because
yes.
right, they're doing a lot and dealing with a lot and working a lot. So just be extra kind.
Yeah. Extra kind and leave a lot of compliments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's kind of change course a little bit and just do something fun at the end of the show. Okay. Sure, I guess Google's talking to me for some reason. I don't know why, but let's do something fun. And what have you been doing Disney this week?
Oh man, you're bringing this one back.
I can
This is
tell
always a
you
struggle.
every day this week we have been singing about Bruno. And I know we're not supposed to talk about him, but we sing
Everybody's
about him
talking
every day.
about him. Yeah,
Every day.
we've talked about him for it seems like 6 weeks straight at this point.
Yes.
I actually finished watching the Book of Boba Fett.
Ah.
Oh, is it
So,
good?
yeah,
haven't
I
even
really
started
enjoyed it.
It is good.
I suggest it highly.
You should definitely watch it. Not the last episode was really good, but the two before that were kind of. It feels like they
Yeah.
were in the wrong series.
No, they were in the right series, but
Okay,
yeah, I think it was just connecting
it
some
was.
some
It
pieces together a little bit.
it did connect everything, but it was just. It seemed weird.
Does it connect to the Mandalorian?
No, it
Yeah.
connects to Little Mermaid, which is really weird. Uh, yes, it connects the show
It
to
does.
the Mandalorian. Well, I mean,
Yes.
Boba Fett was in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it's like some big surprise. I don't know why Amanda suggested that, but yeah.
It was the way it was done. That's what was surprising to me.
I mean,
Those
I would
two
agree with
episodes.
that. Yeah, I would agree with that because they were very Mandalorian heavy on those 2 episodes. But I think there was something that they wanted to get in there that they just couldn't do it without having like the backstory and stuff. So
No, I understand that, but one of them you didn't even see Boba Fett at all.
yeah, exactly.
It's his show.
It's
I mean, is it really?
funny.
I mean, is it really his show though? Because I don't think it is.
That's kind of the name.
It's called Book of Boba because Boba Fett was reading a book during that episode.
Probably.
All right, Emily, what have you done Disney this week? Anything?
No, but
Shame.
my mother-in-law did get me a really cute Disney mug for Valentine's Day. It has Mickey and Minnie, and they're sitting on a little bench, and then on one side they're kissing, on the other side they're like looking at each other. It's really cute, and I drank out of that this morning. So
So there you go.
That's Disney.
It's something.
That's
yeah.
cute.
I
I've
did
been
find a
working-
hidden Mickey at work today.
You did. You sent
I
us a
did.
picture.
I sent you a picture of it. I just
Yeah.
looked over and it was little pins that were on my desk that I
Yeah.
arranged in that way like weeks ago, and I just noticed today.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're usually on top of those hidden Mickeys there, Jared.
I'm not typically looking for them at work, so
Oh, I look
True.
for them everywhere, and my daughter looks for them everywhere. Like she'll go, "Ooh, look, hidden Mickey."
Yeah,
even
she
started-
really stretches it though.
she does.
Oh yeah,
She,
she
I'll be
does.
like, ah.
Yeah, but she's 5. to be expected.
That's true.
They have vivid imaginations at 5.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, that's going to bring us into mousekeeping and the end of the show. Yeah, thank you all for joining us and watching the show and listening to the show on our podcast. Just to mention the podcast real quick, we do upload these episodes on every other Thursday on our podcast. You can find that it's the Three Mouseketeers, just like the name of the show here. We're on Spotify, we're on Google, Apple Podcast, whatever your podcast app of choice is, we're most likely there. You can contact us at the Three Mouseketeers podcast on all social media all social media, and our email is the Three Mouseketeers or T3M podcast at gmail.com. Jeez, wow. It's really tough when I don't have my notes in front of me. I have to remember all this stuff from the top of my head. Any final thoughts from you guys?
No, just have a zippity-doo-dah day.
Yeah. And we'll see you soon.